Well, tens of thousands of fake traffic tickets. A shocking new probe reveals Connecticut state troopers allegedly created them to avoid claims of racial bias. So this audit looked at 800,000 tickets turned into the Connecticut Racial Profiling Prohibition Project. They were compared to tickets that actually went through the court systems. There's a difference there. Researchers found that more than 1,000 troopers wrote at least one fake ticket over an 8-year period, although no drivers were actually ticketed. So this misreporting skewed racial profiling data, making it appear troopers ticketed more white drivers and fewer minority and person of color motorists. So this audit shows the number of fake tickets could total between 26,000 up to 58,000. And now the Department of Justice is taking over this investigation. So let's bring in Matt Ross, who worked on conducting the audit, which revealed these alleged fake tickets. He's also the Associate Professor of Public Policy and Economics at Northeastern University. Matt, thank you so much for being with us. First of all, were you surprised at the quantity of these alleged fake tickets revealed here? I mean, 28 to, what was it, 58,000?
Yeah, I mean, I think one important thing to stress is that, the audit that we conducted was actually fairly conservative. And so that range really, tries to account for all the different possibilities that might have been contributing to this. So measurement error, issues of training, perhaps the data not being entered correctly. And ultimately what we were able to do is bring the number down as small as possible. And at the end of the day, there was just this huge number of tickets that were just not accounted for in any reasonable way.
And so go ahead.
Well, the way you can kind of think about it is there's really two cases. One is this over-reporting of traffic stops where, it seems a lot like troopers were entering information into the racial profiling database to look more productive than they were. On the other hand, we also uncovered this underreporting of tickets, which is that officers were issuing real tickets, but then not putting information into the case management system that's then used to analyze racial profiling and the extent of disparities within the state.
All right, so Professor, we know that the DOJ is now taking over this case, this investigation. You called it yourself, this audit was conservative in its results. So what else could they potentially uncover here?
I think the most important thing that the DOJ is going to be looking into is really the underlying intent. So, what we were able to do is to estimate, a range of tickets that we're not able to explain, between the two databases. But hopefully what the DOJ is going to be able to do is access other data that we're permitted to access. So things like, case logs, automated vehicle locator data, and then interviews with some of the individual officers and try to understand what the intent. And I think ultimately what the DOJ report is going to find is sort of a mix of reasons that this was going on. On the one hand, I think there was an incentive, as the case with the 4 troopers that was reported on in the Hearst Media Group about a year ago reported, there was an incentive for some troopers to be seeming more productive than they actually were. In other cases, like the recent example with the officer who is labeling all the traffic stops that he made as falsely as Native American or indigenous peoples. I think there's a case where individuals are trying to potentially skew the racial profiling data. So I expect the DOJ probe to really identify some of those underlying reasons and then hopefully put some recommendations in place so this type of thing doesn't happen again.
Absolutely. My last question for you really quickly. Obviously, we know law enforcement is no easy job. This is an ongoing investigation. The State Police Union has said they don't want to rush to judgment on the claims, which is understandable. What are they doing? Have they taken any direct action in response to these allegations, in response to this investigation?
I think, Connecticut State Highway Patrol itself, I think, has had, several real years really to try to dig into this type of thing and correct these issues. I mean, they've known that this was a problem going back to the internal investigation of the 4 officers. They chose not to really make corrections then. The Hearst Media Group story came out. They chose not again. They knew the advisory board, which I'm a part of, has started looking into this issue, and they chose not to address it again. I think at this point, the Connecticut legislature and the Racial Profiling Advisory Board is trying to think about ways that we can implement checks and balances in the system so that it's just not possible for this type of widespread abuse of the system to go on again. So things like electronically logging warnings, detailed audits of the traffic stop data.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.